And welcome. Maybe it's like mid-afternoon and you get a bit tired, so what I'd ask you all to do is, if you like, just to stand up for a moment, please. And we're learning a little bit about a new world here, so we're interfacing with a new world. What I'd like you to do, without looking at the person next to you, is just imagine you're wearing some of these great new augmented reality glasses. And we want to understand the logic. What's your natural intuition of where you'll gesture and point to things? So I'd like to have you imagine and point in front of you, just in front of you somewhere here, where you see Monday. If Monday was a button in front of you, where would you press it? And let's go to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so on. Okay, let's do Saturday and Sunday and have a look at the people next to you and what order they're going in. So Saturday, Sunday. Fantastic. Take a rest now. That's fantastic. So I see a lot of people going left to right. Hands up, did anyone do anything different? Yes?
Tunnel.
Sorry?
Tunnel.
In a tunnel?
With reduced opacity.
I like it.
If I need to see further, I can just light it up.
Yeah, fantastic. You're onto something.
Right on.
Anyone else? No, it's pretty standard. And yeah, we got one other?
I think it also depends on the languages.
Yeah?
So in Middle East, you would go...
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's fantastic. So when we're making our apps, we're taking these kind of things into consideration. Now we're in this new world of interfacing with data. So yeah, in a way it's, I guess, disruptive to the old QWERTY logic or the old box of menu drop and so on, and we're into a new world. So today I'd like to talk about blockbuster mobile and glasses AR experiences. We're a company called Explore Engage based in Sydney, and we've been operating a couple of years. We look to inspiration from various people. There's a couple in the room actually, and there's one other fellow called Douglas Trumbull. Some of you may be aware of him, the special effects genius. And if you go to his homepage, douglastrumbull.com, you'll see this little quote here. What's a script? What's an actor? We're questioning the most basic things of how we've consumed media. So when we're building apps, each time we are making these kind of questions, questioning what is the standard anymore. Now we've got these new rules about interfacing with media and how we consume it. And that last little question was actually in relevance to Avatar. So what's happening as we move into this 3D world. Christine Perry gave a great talk earlier today about AR and the marriage of 3D, and we believe there's a lot of great 2D interactive experiences, but the marriage of 3D and AR is something special, and backing that up, I'll be able to give you some good numbers from apps that we've worked with. So a bit of an overview of our company. We build our apps end to end. We like to focus on a lot of challenges. We always tell our clients, give us a challenge, throw something at us, you know, we'll make your dreams come true, hopefully. And essentially what we're looking at is the movement towards taking computers out of computing. So it's not about the tech, it's about what kind of functionality and enjoyment people can have. And here's just an example of one of the world's first we did, which was the world's first mobile to TV screen AR apps, which leveraged a motor vehicle, a Kia car, coming out of the Kia logo whilst the Australian Open tennis was being played. But we were also able to leverage off other media platforms. So the same trigger that triggered from the TV could work through the women's magazine or through the Yahoo website or major billboards, and we'd be able to report back to the client which media platforms were leveraged and which media platforms resulted in longer engagement times. So essentially we're looking at how investments are spent across the whole media spectrum, and we're looking how we can leverage all of those investments. So you can find us out on the floor. We're in the Vuforia section with Qualcomm, and Qualcomm's a platform that we've been using quite a lot over the last year. We find it's brilliant for tracking. It works well porting Unity 3D into it, which gives us greater, I guess, detail and gaming type physics and gaming experiences. Great detection under conditions of poorer lighting and so on. So we're really finding a great partnership with Qualcomm there. And here's a bit of a range of some of the clients we've worked with, from entertainment brands to FMCG, automotive, and all sorts there. And I guess highlights of our company is, I guess 6 months into it, we were working with Qatar in a project indirectly related to the World Cup bid. And that was quite a massive thing. And it related to some mobile AR apps, but also AR eyewear. And then more recently, for Telstra, our biggest telco in Australia, we've built like a future room. So imagine walking into a Minority Report room, basically, having touchless gesture interface, voice activations, all sorts of things there. But from the most basic AR apps, which I can demonstrate for you out on the floor, through to that high end, we like to work with all sorts of things. One of the things we're most noted for is this job we did with Transformers. So it was I guess an 8-week job, end to end. We built the assets. We're still getting major reviews. In fact, in Russia, I believe this is still in the top 20 after a year. This app just lives on. In the first week, it had about 1 million downloads, and in that first week also, the conversion was over 50% clicking through to buy the ticket. So pretty handy numbers. And further to that, I guess, when we built something with this much 3D detail, people stuck with it, and the engagement times were 10 minutes plus. And so we were able to get great value for money for the client there. The development times were working with an agency who were working with Paramount. We had, I guess, about 5 or 6 ideas in the beginning, and we rationalised it down to 2 games within the one app. And essentially, these games enabled great performance, frames per second, great fluidity. I guess serial gamers enjoyed it, but also people who were non-gamers also enjoyed this kind of application. It was originally to be used as like a honeypot to drive people into IMAX theatres, but the whole idea of this app just blew out of proportion on social media. And after a few days, it was just, instead of being a closed experience at IMAX theatres, it was opened up. And if you go to tf3ar.com, you'll be able to download the poster and interact with it and have a play. So that was tf3ar.com. This is just a quick little look. Not sure if there's the audio jack. Okay, so imagine there's some dramatic Transformers type music. So there was 2 experiences in this app. There was one that was the kind of full-on game experience from the poster, where that poster shot at you and you had to shoot back at it, and it was like a window to another world. If you took it on at an angle, 45-degree angle, it would be like looking through a window. And then there was a second app, which they're demonstrating now, which is like a 360 gyro-driven experience. And so we had people obviously playing this anywhere and everywhere. There's evolutions of this kind of application that we, would love to take further into the Hollywood style of interacting with graphics, but in the real world. So another app we've worked on over this last year is with the Smurfs, and this is more of a cute one, where we had one of the Smurfs pop up off the DVD cover. And so I guess similar to the Transformers app, we could build our following and then promote further on down the sequels of the same movie, and to enhance, I guess, announcements of other opportunities with the brand. But with this one, it was a simple interaction. You could control the character. Some technical breakthroughs with this is where we could have the character actually look at you. So from triggering the augmented reality experience from the picture, we were able to have the character look at you almost square in the eye through your camera. So yeah, it was some very nice entertaining experiences there. This was for the Australian market through JB Hi-Fi, which is a bit like a Best Buy, and we had about 80,000 downloads in the first couple of weeks. So in the Australian market, that's pretty handy numbers. And I guess important to show actually from this, it's a deliberate kind of, we try to make things A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So not only clients can comprehend how to use this, but also the end users. So usually when we make an application like this, we'll also help produce or at least script an educational or hype video to go along with it, which also helps add to the PR extension of the app, which many people enjoy with AR. So a bit of the background work, we have people who are ex-Weta, if you're familiar with Weta in New Zealand, very famous studio with Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings and so on. We have some very high-end programmers, so it's affording us to be able to pump out, I guess, higher resolution assets and faster frames per second with the experiences like we had in Transformers. This was an application we did for Audi. This was to demonstrate the selection of your motor vehicle whilst you're at the airport. So we had an experiential type of situation where there was a floor sticker and a wall, and pointing your phone at it, you could actually see a car in real scale. You could swap its hubcaps and colour of the car, etc. So this one was more experiential on the spot, whereas like with the Kia one, where people were triggering the application off the TV and other things, we were able to report back to the dealerships who liked the blue car in this suburb or who liked the model of this car in that suburb and so on. So there's some pretty in-depth analytics that we can give auto dealers and, of course, any other retail opportunity. So what's it like to work with us? We start with some great ideas. Yeah, I want to do some augmented reality. In fact, actually, I guess it's worth here to mention that half our clients are repeat clients. So we go through this process of ideation. We understand what the deadline is, what's the purpose, and where this application is to be enjoyed. We consider the different devices and reach, etc. We refine things because when people verbalise a visual, it can just mean so many different things. So we get it down on paper until we all agree how we're going to move forward with the storyboard. We build our flow charts and mind maps, and we're very conscious of user experience, user interface quality. So we build characters and products very tightly to a client's brief, and then of course, you know, we have our programming come in, and I guess one of our programmers wanted to put in here, there's a bit of blind luck involved, but really these guys work hard, and you know, we've built ourselves up over time, and we I guess have a lot of great things combined to understand the important moments in building an app, where the particular trade-offs are, because at times you might want better frames per second experience, but you may do so at the sacrifice of the resolution of some assets. So there's different kind of choices you need to make, and obviously these are the questions we're working with the client as we proceed. So the Transformers app, as you saw, that was almost like a full-on game experience, and so that's an example of where there are different choices to be made through the process of building the app. But of course we do thorough testing, and at the end of the day we end up with some happy clients who love the work, we believe, as they keep coming back. Just another bit of a run through how we've worked with clients. This is one of the main banks, or the main bank in Australia, and they asked us to turn a print ad into a living, breathing suburb to help people understand how they relate to the opportunity to find a new home and to finance it. So we were asked to consider those inspirations. We started building up characters, colorations, and 3D modelling. We built this app in a space of 5.5, 6 weeks. So it's a full-on suburb where there were a lot of little, shall we call it, little Easter eggs you could go in and find, different little interaction points. And the sun could be switched on to a moon and so on. And so there's all sorts of different things there. I should get a quick time check.
Yeah.
Wrap it up?
You got 2 minutes if you want to get any questions. So.
No worries. Okay, I'll start winding up. So yeah, I guess we're considering the mass media opportunity for augmented reality, the kinds of inspirations that come from people there. But we're also looking at the evolution of computers. So I guess we're finding ourselves down near this point, and this heads towards where our company is going, because we consider the evolution of cinema, TV to mobile. The screens are getting smaller, getting more personalised, and closer to the eye. So I guess that leads us towards, where we're going with augmented reality glasses, and we've just seen a lot of hype from Google. And we've seen on Mashable that we have 32% of those readers wanting to buy those glasses. And a couple of years ago, this was an effort we did with Qatar Football in as far as proposing a proof of concept for a opening ceremony type experience. So there's a model of the glasses we've built, which we're looking to have out in the market over the next year or two. And just quickly, I might just jump to a video where we've proposed a few different use cases, and I'll just jump to some points. And I guess when considering this device, we're looking at the kind of habits we may form with it. So here we're suggesting, planning your day, the start of your day. Here we're suggesting, for cyclists and runners, we'll have some kind of interface to the world. For business people, it'd be ways for planning distribution of their assets. For property, we can visualise how things work from a brochure, but then relate it back to the real world. So I'll just do that one here. But I'll get to a very interesting one. I guess this is quite useful, the CPR type of overlays. In emergency, people panic, so it's good to have that heads-up and hands-free experience. And then I come to this one here for Parkinson's patients, where we're able to... I might have just missed that one. Anyway, we're updating this on our website later on. So there we go. I'll play that another time. Anyway, that's about my talk for today, so we can have a question or two.
Yeah, maybe a couple of questions to start here.
Project 2020, so is that your anticipated release date for the glasses?
Yeah, exactly. No, but we thought it was just a name we could have for Perfect Vision and an ambition towards, I guess, starting at one point, but building towards when these glasses are becoming more of a day-to-day use.
Yeah, sure. Have you looked into marker-less technologies at all, and are you getting into that space using sensors, gyroscope, compass orientation?
Absolutely, yeah, and particularly in sports stadium experiences and other such places where, the environment might be dynamic, but there might be some base infrastructure we can leverage from.
And what's the tech stack to follow up on that? Is it Vuforia also, or what are you using to?
Look, we mostly use Vuforia, but and in fact, almost exclusively of recent, but it's to be determined. Yeah. Yep.
Anyone else?
Lovely. Thank you.